You think you know who you are, but what you call you is just a reflection of what others have tolerated. The name, the title, the habits, they are not your essence, they are rehearsed responses to the world's expectations. Carl Jung warned that identity built from approval is not identity at all, but a prison made of applause. The persona you protect so carefully was never born, it was constructed. Each smile you forced, each silence you justified, became bricks in that mask. Jung believed that true self-discovery begins where comfort ends, in confrontation with the shadow. The shadow is not evil, it is repressed truth, buried potential, and unaccepted emotion. You spend years polishing your light while secretly fearing your dark. That's why you feel empty even when you succeed, because half of you remains exiled. You cannot integrate what you continue to deny. The first truth: most people prefer being liked over being whole. They sacrifice freedom for familiarity, authenticity for peace. Jung saw this as spiritual decay, the slow death of individuality in exchange for social approval. The world teaches you to be agreeable. Machiavelli would call it submission disguised as virtue. Power begins where obedience ends. The second truth: you are not divided by nature, but by fear. The fear of rejection keeps you wearing masks that no longer fit. Every yes you didn't mean carved distance between you and your true self. Every apology for your clarity diluted your presence. What you call kindness is often self-erasure. The third truth: your shadow drives your behavior more than your will. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. What you attract, repeat, and tolerate are echoes of your unhealed fragments. You spend years polishing your light while secretly fearing your dark. That's why you feel empty even when you succeed, because half of you remains exiled. You cannot integrate what you continue to deny. The fourth truth: self-improvement is the ego's clever disguise. Reading, journaling, optimizing, they make you feel in control while keeping you away from truth. Jung would tell you, stop analyzing, start integrating. The self does not emerge through strategy, but through surrender. Transformation begins the moment you stop studying your pain and start living through it. The fifth truth: emotional obedience is not maturity. You were trained to call silence wisdom, compliance empathy, and exhaustion responsibility. That is not enlightenment. That is conditioning. Jung saw this obedience as over-identification with the persona, mistaking peacekeeping for peace. To be whole, you must allow others to be uncomfortable in your truth. The sixth truth: individuation demands loss. You will lose people who loved your performance but never met your essence. You will disappoint those who benefited from your silence. You will grieve the version of you that survived by pretending. But in that loss, you will finally breathe without permission. The seventh truth: truth isolates before it liberates. When you stop performing, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is power. Machiavelli understood this. Control belongs to those who cannot be easily defined. When you integrate your shadow, you are no longer moved by approval or threat. You become both light and dark, indivisible, ungovernable, whole. Jung called this individuation, not becoming better, but becoming complete. The persona must die so the self can emerge. This death is not the end, it's your beginning. The moment you stop being who they need, you start becoming who you are. And when that happens, when the mask burns and the shadow breathes, you are finally free. The cost of being liked is your authenticity. The reward of being whole is peace that cannot be taken. Choose the latter, even if it costs you everything. If you felt this, it means part of you is waking up. feed that part. Subscribe to your brother.